If you've been out of school for a while, what should you do to do well? And besides saying read the book, you know, I took 1 year off before going to law school. Many of my classmates had taken no time off. And I think there's a huge advantage to taking time off, which is that if you have gone straight through, you're used to sitting in that classroom. You know, I remember just thinking, having been away a little bit, this is so amazing. It's so great to be back at school and to be learning. So I think if you've been away for a while, at any period of time, you've got a leg up in terms of the fact that you're just going to love the material. On the other hand, you're not in the habit of learning in the way that students are in the habit of learning. And I think you just have to be, you know, anything you do, whether it's briefing cases or writing outlines or whatever, it's a learned skill and it's a muscle, and you just have to get used to exercising it. And so, you know, I think being prepared at the beginning of the school year to take a little bit longer to read the cases and get them ready, and you know, might be a bit of more struggle right at the very beginning, but I think within a few weeks you'll just be tuned right back up and just like everybody else.
Yeah, let me add to that a little bit. Everything you said, I think, is right. You know, I think if you've worked for a while, you have some advantages, which is, for most of us, has found that working for a living is harder than being a student, even though a student can be plenty hard. And so it might be that school in some ways feels, you know, more manageable, and that's great if it does. If not, that's fine too. Keep in mind that you're back in an academic setting, and in an academic setting, one of the things that happens is there's more sort of, if you will, flights of fancy. There's more stretching and experimenting. And what about this? And you'll hear lots of crazy ideas, and the practical working world side of you will be tempted to say, oh, come on, you know, this is ridiculous. I never saw anything like this in the working world, and nobody I've ever known has. And that might be right, but remember that the learning enterprise, the academic enterprise, is often about asking and thinking about unthinkable things and weird things and odd things, and the case where everything goes wrong, not because they happen all the time or because they are the exemplars of how the world works, but precisely because they're not. And the contrast between them and how the world ordinarily works is often super illuminating. So be patient. And remember that school is partly about divorcing yourself a little bit from reality as you try to think things through.
Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.